welcome back to Coffee Infused Crypto. Every retracement is a discounted buying opportunity. We said that over and over again, and I hope you were listening, and I hope you did buy the dip. So on today's episode, very important today. On today's episode, it's very important episode. We are gonna discuss Bitcoin on the short time frames to see what did we do. But most importantly, we're gonna discuss Bitcoin on the longer time frames or the bigger time frames on the macro vision. I'm gonna show you exactly why you need and you have all the right to be bullish on Bitcoin and why we are still early. So stick around till the end. You really don't want to miss out this episode, guys. And yeah, to do so properly, you need to grab your cups of coffee and chill, relax, and enjoy today's episode. As you know, today we didn't push an episode or an update because the market was just moving sideways, and this is not about content. Sometimes we need to be patient in order to see what the market is suggesting and telling us. So today is filled with updates that you don't want to miss. So to start with this parallel channel, you know it, this is on the daily and we're gonna deep dive on the 4-hourly. But as you can see, this is the candle. This is the little candle where, yeah, this purple line, now when we zoom in, you will understand that this one which we spotted ages ago did on the currently or on the short term, for now at least, support us on multiple occasions. So let's add this, let's remove everything or add all the indicators, and let's go on the 4-hourly first, and then we're gonna go on the monthly. So what happened recently was that, yeah, as you know, guys, this is what happened recently. We got supported firstly on this occasion on our purple support, which is the base of the parallel channel, second time, and again third time here perfectly, like, yeah, did support us perfectly, and that's on the 4-hourly. If we go to the daily, we can see just one or two candles perfect on this zone. But as we said earlier, so I'm gonna repeat now, it's very important that we take out the 0.65, which we failed on 2 previous occasions. And guess what, guys? The push was right from our bottom of our parallel channel right onto the 0.65 area. And yeah, but differently, what's different about it currently is that we took the 100 4-hour moving average, this orange line. So yeah, this is the difference between earlier and current move. So as you can see here, we were below the 100 on the 4-hourly, and here as well below the 100 on the 4-hourly, but currently it is acting as a support. So this is very important to note on the shorter time frame. But again, if we see here, we had this this breakout from this triangle. Of course, we had this acting as a support and resistance on both sides. We took it to the downside, got supported by our parallel channel, and grabbed liquidity from our this golden line where we wicked here. We double tapped it around this area, and from here it was a different story, and we pushed right into our 0.65 Fibonacci. So again, this still is a very important area. So we don't want to be rejected around this area, and then we'll have to come back down to our support of a parallel channel, and that would be an ascending triangle. By the way, I'm gonna link a video or all you need to know about triangles, wedges, and we discuss all those on a playlist. So if you want to know more about them, you can watch the videos there and know how to spot them and yeah, mark them on your chart. So we don't want to get back and trade into this ascending triangle. But if this rejects us, the 0.65, which is acting as a, yeah, it is the support from was acting as a support at this area, which we came down to earlier, and now definitely it is being a stubborn resistance. So here you can see it, and those the moving averages, we took 3 out of 4 now, and yeah, hopefully the 100 will of course hold us for the time being, and then we can attempt to break it to the upside. So to note something, this every move to the upside we tend to move sideways a bit and create this sort of a flag we call a bull flag, which is a bullish formation. So we will attempt to break this on multiple occasions, just as we did here, and if we fail, then yeah, you know what's gonna happen next. So again, try to break it on multiple occasions, and if failed, then we go back and retest our lower part of the chart, which we had around this area was the lower part, which supported us is this asymmetrical triangle, white lines, and the base of our parallel channel. Again, here we have this base from our parallel channel and the 0.65 acting as a resistance, and that will have a an ascending triangle formation. So to say that like nothing happened on the short time frame, then yeah, even with this beautiful push to the upside, I mean, if you have conviction in your charts, you know that this should support us, and then we had the 200 weekly average moving average right below, so and then we're gonna kind of stuck back at the 0.65. So we will have to wait and see how this will play. This is a bullish formation. We had a breakout, and we have a nice volume came in on the breakout. Look at this here. So yeah, nice volume came in on the breakout, and then gently dried up. But again, this is the short term. We're looking good on the short term. We are still within our parallel channel, and this parallel channel is trending to the upside. And to check the daily and to go to the RSI on the daily, if you remember, we did spot the RSI on the daily, and we said let me remove the moving averages for now and the volume so that we can have a clean view. So if you notice on the daily, we did point this out earlier, that this is the oversold territory around here, which was the bottom, and then we hit the oversold territory around here, which was the bottom of this move, and then we pushed up from here, and we were approaching, you know, the oversold territory, but we didn't hit oversold territory, and we kind of broke this. So we have to wait and see if we retest this and move up, because every time you break this, kind of the momentum shifts and be impulsive to the upside. And currently to the upside would be the middle of our parallel channel as a first target. Of course, the first target would be the point, taking the 0.65, and then one at 28,297, and then the middle of our parallel channel, which would be, depending on when we hit it, would be 30 to 31,000, which was the top of our parallel channel earlier. So those are the expectations on the short term, but most importantly, the macro. So the macro, guys, on the monthly, I want to show you two things that will blow your mind, that will make you insta flip bullish, and will definitely make you buy in every dip. Understand what I mean by whenever, you know, we retrace from now on is a discounted buying opportunity. So you will see it with your own eyes, you will understand it, and hopefully it'll make sense. So notice on the monthly, this is the monthly Bitcoin chart, and yeah, this is naked. I'm just like hiding everything on it. So we're just gonna check two things. We're gonna check the RSI, and we're gonna check the MACD. Okay, so I wanna pinpoint two things. So first thing to notice is that we are trading right here. So it's like we are being you know, between two support and resistance moving averages. That would be the 20 monthly moving average, and this is the 50 monthly moving average acting as a support, 20 as a resistance, 50 as a support, and we're right in between. So let me tell you that this is a very strong support, and this will unleash the gates of hell. As soon as we break this to the upside, this will unleash the gates of hell, just like here, just like here. Okay, but before that, I want you to notice something, and we mentioned this earlier. So here we are very close on flipping, going from the bear market, the bearish into bullish momentum on the MACD, and having this bullish cross, which will be indicated by a green dot, a green dot, green dot, green dot. And whenever we break it to the downside, it will be indicated by a red dot. Okay, so we are so close on flipping this green. What else can we notice? The RSI here, I want you to know this is the moving average of the RSI, and this is the actual RSI. Okay, so the moving average on the RSI here flipped the RSI, okay, at this point. So I'm gonna mark it. Let me just try to, yeah, let's mark it here. All right, so let's, yeah, that's it. So yeah, we will mark it in red. So, okay, so in yellow we have the halvings, as we all know. So this one we flipped here. Okay, so let's go back in history, and I'm gonna show you the on chart, and everything will make sense. So here we had this flip from the down to the upside, the moving average going over the RSI again, and we're gonna mark this flip here. And again, here we had one, right, at this point. So we're gonna mark this flip here, which is, yeah, most probably it's between this and that. So we're gonna take one, and then we have this flip around this area as well. So we're gonna mark it here. Okay, so yeah, between as well 2 months here. So yeah, that would be it. So the red ones is the flip of the moving average of the RSI against the RSI from bottom to top. Okay, so let's take this to the downside, and let's look at the price action. So let's go back in history and start looking from the very early days. So here, notice whenever we flipped and we just marked them right on the RSI here, so now it's slim. So yeah, we're gonna expand a little bit this so that you can see. So whenever we flipped the moving average, flipped the RSI, okay, we had a price action crossing the 20-month moving average, like on top, touching the 21 moving average. That's in the early days of 2012, but just for the reference, we're not gonna focus much on that. But followed by that, in a couple of months, like 2 months later, we had this cross on the MACD, and both of them being on top of the 20-month, having a green cross on the MACD and having this flip here, we had this move, and we only flipped back later on after having this bull run. Okay, so that was the first incident here, and this move here, which was a massive move. We moved from $5.47 all the way to that all-time high back then of one that was $1,000, $1,206 to be exact. That was the peak of the first run on 2013, the bull run. Okay, and then definitely we went into a bear market. Okay, so so here, after having the peak here, notice the cross here, and that indicated the bear market. And before that, we had the flip on the RSI, the moving average crossed before. Like the moving average kind of crossed 1 month after, and followed by the MACD a couple of months later, confirming the RSI's move, and then we went into a bear market. Okay, then the RSI flipped moving average is this red line before the MACD here. Okay, so we had the RSI flip here. We were below the 20-month moving average for a couple of months, and as soon as we took the 20 moving average, MACD flipped green, and that ended up beautifully for Bitcoin. That is the run of 2017, which we started at $327. We ended at $20,000. So very important, guys, to notice the similarities. Those triggers never, have over 90% accuracy. Okay, so very important to keep an eye on them. Okay, so again, we had this cross here, bearish cross on the RSI, right after we topped out, went below, and the MACD followed by a couple of months where we had the red flip, and that was the bear market of 2018, 2019. Then this was the flip here on the RSI, right? So let me pull this up. See the flip here, the red line, we were between the 20 and the 50, right? Kind of where we are now. So that flipped, gave us an early whistle, early like, hey, be careful, we're about to do something big, something massive. So that gave us a heads up, and then a couple of months later we had the green cross. Okay, so here we have like, the COVID situation back here, so it's kind of choppy, but even with that, we like having bearish MACD, bullish MACD, and then we're flip-flopping around here, around this area, which is a black swan event, and it's out of the ordinary. But still, even with that, even when we had a lot of turbulences along the way, like this ended up in this massive bull run. And of course, from the initial trigger of this red line here, where we were at $5,700, we ended up on the first peak at $59,000. Second peak, we hit $69,000 nice dollars. So, and again, we had the break on the, so the many people say that this was the top, and then the second one was another leg up, which is a continuation, and the RSI kind of confirms that, because it kicked below the moving average, just kicked below the RSI right at the top, just as we seen earlier at the first top. And what did the MACD do? The MACD waited and flipped bearish after the second top here. So what's happening now? RSI moving average flipped on the 1st of February 2023. That's 3 months ago. And here it is trading above the RSI. And coming up next is MACD about to flip bullish, green. 1, 2, we are being between the 50 and the 20. Us taking this zone, us breaking over the 20, just like here, will unleash the gates of hell. Because that flip on the RSI, followed by us breaking over the 20, followed by MACD flipping green, followed by massive push to the upside. So guys, macro based on history shows you many reasons to be bullish. I mean, we just compared history using only 2 indicators and 2 moving averages on the monthly for Bitcoin. So I give you the info, you make your decisions. But for me, the stars are aligning and I'm so happy. By the way, yeah, I'm happy with how things are looking, and yeah, I mean, every dip currently is a discounted buying opportunity, because if we, again, other than everything we discussed, if we have this move from the very low here, we connect the dots, we have this support, yellow line, and then we have this move or the peak here, connecting with the peak here, and have this broadening wedge, ascending broadening wedge, that kind of give us a path or a way of where we might be heading next when we push to the higher end. So to have an idea of how would that push look like, or where we would be resisted, again, this is not tomorrow, this is macro, but we can, I think it's fair at this point of speaking, notice the prices here, of saying that yeah, Bitcoin would be around $130,000 around this area, and as we progress forward at the halving, if we hit the top, would be at 182,000, and a couple of months later would be at around $200,000 area. So if taking into consideration pre-halving, right, and notice how this cross happens always before the halving, like this is the cross we had on the RSI here, like this is the halving date. Again, we had it here before the halving date was here, and we had it here before the halving and very close or within our parameters of or green box parameters before the halving, and here as well we had this cross right before the halving. So now we're having this cross right before the halving, within a year before the halving, and we are into our green box, we are below our 20, taking this out, flipping this green, having this channel, looking at the top of this channel. It all makes sense, and that's exactly why I have this target here, which makes sense. Yeah, this is not tomorrow, this is not the next month, but this is definitely within a year or two from now. What do you have from a year or two from now? That's how you create a long-term vision. That's how you look at what are the assets' expectations and act accordingly. So having a $200,000 Bitcoin is normal to look if we're just looking at charts, technical analysis, and by comparing them with history. And now, $130,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin, and if you look at price of Bitcoin now, 27,000. Is it a good investment? Well, that's up to you to decide. So that's everything for today. Macro Bitcoin always, guys, and a lot of things, a lot of interesting things to come. As you can see, everything is flashing right in front of our eyes. All we have to do is just stare at them, analyze them, and conclude things that can help us with our strategies. So with that being said, I want to wish you a good day, night, wherever you are. Stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.